It was a day like any other day. People off to work, the kids off to school, and the wheels of commerce spinning to life. That's me, George Bailey. And like so many before me, I'm about to swipe something valuable, and no one will give it a second thought.
Allow me to swipe that for you, Mr. Bailey.
Well, that's mighty nice of you. I'm new in town, and I need a place to stay till I get settled.
It'll just be a moment.
For me, this is the beginning of an adventure. For the dedicated folks at Vital Processing Services in Tempe, Arizona, and Columbus, Georgia, it's business as usual. Seeing to it that credit card transactions process in mere seconds, using the most accurate and secure information and communications technology available, and then settling all the accounts so that everyone that needs to be charged is charged, and everyone that needs to be paid gets paid. It's a wonderful thing to watch what happens in between the card swipe and when the authorization numbers come back.
I'd say it's a wonderful swipe.
No, you mean it's a wonderful life. You'd say it's a wonderful life.
It's a wonderful swipe, sir.
Doesn't anybody watch old movies anymore? You see, Vital Processing Services provides technology-based, commerce-enabling services to both traditional brick-and-mortar businesses and for new web-based e-commerce. Vital is recognized the world over for its outstanding services. And you know how big a place the world is?
What?
Oh, hang on a second. Vital offers a wide range of point-of-sale products and services, as well as complete merchant settlement and accounting systems. And Vital's entire processing system is automated, unless, of course, there's a problem or question, in which case Vital has all kinds of customer service and technical help support available. There are real people. Can you imagine that? Real people available to solve a problem or answer a customer's questions? Now here's how the whole thing works in a nutshell. You see, the path a card transaction takes from the moment it's swiped through a terminal or entered online or over the phone to the charge that appears on a customer's monthly statement can be divided into two stages: authorization and capture and clearing and settlement. The initial authorization and capture process, what we call front-end services, is primarily handled by the Vital folks in Tempe, Arizona, with clearing and settlement, or back-end services, handled mostly by the Vital folks in Columbus, Georgia. And everything starts at the point of sale, or POS, as they say in the business, with somebody wanting to buy something. That's where these come in. There are terminals that sit next to the register, and there are swiping devices that connect directly to a PC and to special software in the computer. The merchant's bank is known as the acquirer, and the cardholder's bank is known as the issuer. The merchant is a customer of the bank, and the bank is a customer of Vital Processing Services. When a merchant first enters into a partnership with an acquiring bank or other merchant service provider to accept credit card and debit card transactions, Vital helps establish all the information, data files, and terminal software programming necessary to allow the merchant's terminal or other peripheral swiping device to accept credit and debit card transactions. As you can see, the terminals themselves are all pretty much the same as far as the hardware is concerned. It's the way they're programmed for a specific type of business or sales application that makes these little beauties so smart. Hey, did you know you got a Zon Junior XL here?
Yes, sir, I do. Now, would you please put the terminal down?
Oh, sure. Sorry. I'm just amazed by these point-of-sale devices. You wouldn't believe the depth of Vital's point-of-sale business products and services. It's a long list. But bear with me. How about a little background music to pass the time? Let me see here. Do you recycle?
Oh, sure. You know, you won't need paper with the laptop.
Oh, well, thanks. And you promise it's a snap to create PowerPoint presentations?
Absolutely.
Who loves you, baby? Vital POS products are out there serving all sorts of retail applications. Face-to-face, mail order and telephone sales, and hotels and restaurants. E-commerce, ATMs, debit transactions, check services, and EBT, or electronic benefits transfer to replace food stamp coupons. Now, that's pretty fancy service for folks who probably wouldn't mind a little discretion when they're buying necessities. Once a transaction begins with a card swipe or entry, the terminal or peripheral device dials into a telecommunications pipeline. In this case, Vital routes the data through the UUNet cloud, UUNet being similar to your AT&T or MCI type dial-up service. The transaction information, containing both the cardholder's bank information and the merchant's bank information, is initially routed through a special Vital program called Sierra, which checks the information and verifies that this particular merchant is on file and set up to handle this type of transaction. The information is then routed to the Visa Integrated Payment System, known more commonly as VIP. Now, the VIP checks the BIN. No, these aren't rap lyrics. BIN refers to the bank identification number. The Visa Integrated Payment System checks the bank identification number to know where to go to get a transaction authorization from the cardholder or issuing bank. VIP then routes the transaction data to that issuing bank for authorization. The issuing bank authorizes the cardholder for that transaction amount and sends an OK code back to the Visa Integrated Payment System, where it assigns and sends a 6-digit authorization code back to the terminal or other point-of-sale capture device. And the whole process typically takes no more than 3 or 4 seconds. How everyone gets charged and paid, and all the reporting and file management services necessary to document everything is what happens next, throughout the clearing and settlement process. Could you have this sent up to my room for me?
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Nice folks here. The clearing and settlement process means exactly that. Once a transaction is authorized and captured and the sale complete, Vital Processing Services in Columbus, Georgia handles the authorization and transfer of funds to pay the merchant. They create outgoing settlement files to the association, meaning Visa, MasterCard, etc., detailing the charges associated with each transaction, and they receive incoming settlement files from the association, along with funds from the issuing bank to cover payment to the acquirer, who will then credit the appropriate merchant account. Well, in the case of a debit transaction, known in the business as a single message transaction, the authorization and debiting of funds from the cardholder's account happen at the same time, at the point of sale, without having to go through the clearing and settlement process. Say, I need some new duds for my job interview. I'm just going to step in here and take a look. I've got a job interview over at Vital Processing Services. I want to make a good impression. Hey. Well, you're buttoning that right up there for me, Freddie. Say, that's just sharp. That'll look like $1 million.
You don't like that.
I think I'm going to get that job, Freddie.
Will that be all, sir?
Once I get my new job, I'll be back for a load of those Italian pants and some of those collarless business shirts all the young people are wearing around the office these days.
It's a wonderful swipe, sir.
I don't suppose you mean it's a wonderful life, do you? Oh, no, of course not.
I swipe the card, you get charged, I get paid. Our banks exchange funds, everyone gets reports, and Vital makes it a wonderful life for all of us.
Well, isn't that what I've been saying all along?
Absolutely, Mr. Bailey.
The fellow's talking, you'd think the other fellow would be listening to what he was saying. The clearing and settlement process begins with merchants transmitting all of their transaction business data to Vital. Merchants typically batch send this information once or twice a day. This merchant information is routed through the UUNet cloud to Vital's Sierra system, where it is transferred into ODC, or offline data capture. There, Vital's automated system protocols generate a transaction code number for each separate transaction. The data, coded for each transaction, is then routed through the Network Data Mover line, also known as NDM, directly to Vital in Columbus, Georgia. There, monthly and daily merchant statements and transaction summaries are prepared and printed through a contracted vendor, Total System. Proof and verification protocols on the merchant and its bank, and the cardholder and their bank, are performed. And settlement files are created and exchanged with the association to establish the interchange rate and to handle the transfer of money from the cardholder's bank into the merchant's bank account. Now, interchange rates are the fees the association of Visa and MasterCard, for instance, charge the acquirer or merchant's bank and contribute to the fees the bank charges its customer, the merchant. It says here, and mind you, I'm paraphrasing, there are many variables that go into determining interchange rates, but the one that affects Vital the most is if there's some problem with the system and it takes longer than 2 days to process a transaction. Now, this is very interesting. In that case, the interchange rate will more than likely increase, which will also be more than likely followed by a call to Vital from the merchant's bank complaining about the higher fees and demanding to be made right, seeing as how it wasn't their fault the transaction wasn't processed in a timely manner. Once all these clearing and settlement protocols are complete, the system creates the necessary reports and accounting for the bank and the merchant, and a statement is prepared and sent to the cardholder for payment. Say, can a fella get some lunch around here? I've got a big job interview today, and I don't want my stomach growling louder than my new boss.
All right, I'm gonna get you a handsome.
How about one of them nice tuna fish sandwiches on a light rye?
Okay, we can do that.
A cup of hot coffee'd be great. Well, there you go.
Well, thank you. Will that be credit or debit?
Wow, credit or debit. My choice, one terminal.
Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful swipe.
Who am I to argue?
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. You do the same.
All right.
Vital offers its acquiring banks and other merchant service providers a wide range of products and services to manage their merchant portfolios. Here we go again. Suspense funding? Well, sounds like my checkbook. In fact, from a simple fax to the internet, Vital provides multiple methods for acquirers and merchants to access information needed to manage their business. And all along the way, if the merchant or the merchant's bank has any problems with interchange rates, processing deadlines, statement, report, or summary errors, or any other customer service or technical issues, Vital has people, real people, available to help. There are account managers and client service representatives manning the phones. And there are technical specialists and programmers to help with system problems. Just as important as the system itself, Vital keeps its customers covered.
Okay.
It's a wonderful swipe. It's a wonderful life. With Vital Processing Services handling the authorization and capture and clearing and settlement of millions of transactions a day, I'd say they're a pretty wonderful outfit to work for. Say, it's a wonderful life on DVD. Well, I said, James Stewart, he's a pretty good-looking fellow there. I'll get myself a little...